Hi, folks. Marina Stroud here. I am your product education lead. Thanks for joining us today and letting us be a part of your educational journey. Please take some time to review our previously recorded beginner and intermediate bootcamp webinars found within the Help menu located at the top right of your program site. We want to educate our newbies and those of you that have been with us for some time. If you're new, check out the beginner level webinars and then join the intermediate lessons when you feel up to it. We're also including a webinar script as a reference for each webinar presentation, and attending live, as you know, provides you with a more interactive one-on-one platform where we answer your questions on the spot. We also have a live Q&A at the end of each presentation. If we're unable to answer your questions, you can always shoot us an email and we'll follow back up with you. So after careful consideration, we have decided to alternate our beginner and intermediate boot camps. Kristen and I look forward to some new and exciting educational endeavors where we can start, recording and pumping out those how-to videos, short little video tutorials, and specialized training for each product and level. Thing is, we just need to free up a little bit of bandwidth in order to do that. So we're excited about that new endeavor. We will post the beginner and intermediate bootcamp webinar registration links in the help menu for the month. So you should already see those there. All right. And Scott, no, AI does not utilize insider trading info. If you're specifically talking about money movers, as far as I know, I don't know what sort of insider trading info we do provide. That's a good question to follow up with. So let's jot that down and we'll get to it. All right, let's look at today's topics. So today we're going to answer the following questions. What is Predictive Alpha? How can Predictive Alpha help me? And what's the difference between timing by Tradesmith and Predictive Alpha? We've gotten quite a few of those questions already. So I'm going to show you how to research a new potential trade and view its price prediction model, track your holdings' projected price percentages, and we're going to scan for opportunities using our price prediction model and the screener tool. So super excited about that. We'll also discuss some upcoming feature releases for this program. Before we get started, let's get that disclaimer out of the way. The information we present today and in upcoming tutorials is only for educational purposes. We're not financial advisors and cannot provide any individualized advice or recommendations. We are recording today's presentation, so if you miss something, don't worry about it. We'll be able to go back. You'll be able to go back and rewatch it at your convenience. Please try to keep the questions pertaining to the topic at hand. We can open the floor to all general questions at the end of the presentation. Now let's answer the first question. What is Predictive Alpha Prime? Predictive Alpha Prime is a Tradesmith software program that utilizes machine learning to identify future returns and price projections by analyzing over 100 factors. IBM defines machine learning as a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science which focuses on using data and algorithms to imitate the way humans learn, gradually improving its accuracy. So Predictive Alpha Prime, powered by ANE, right? The analytical engine is what it stands for, currently analyzes approximately 3,000 US securities, including mega cap, large cap, mid cap, and small cap securities, major index ETFs, and sector ETFs. And it ranks them daily based on its expectation of what the stock is going to do over the next month, 21 trading days to be more specific. Now, David, he's a UK investor and he'd like to know if we are supporting UK European stocks. Not at this moment, David, but I am sure we're going to expand our data coverage. The data includes technical and fundamental indicators. We've got economic data, proprietary tradesmith indicators, such as the volatility quotient, health ratings, business quality score, and market performance and sentiment metrics. Now, I don't know if we're including specific insider information within this. That would be a good question to follow up, John. So we'll get back to you on that. So let's tackle the next question. How can Predictive Alpha help me? According to a recent article that we put out, how AI can help you increase returns while lowering risk, the human suggests a desired outcome. Like, all right, find a stock that does well within 21 trading days. And then the machine is crunching trillions of data points to determine whether it can create a useful system. So instead of having a human select a set of parameters to test, machine learning asks a hyper-intelligent computer program to select the parameters. And the combinations that a machine can test are essentially endless. So Predictive Alpha is going to give you that edge by harnessing the power of AI to capitalize on the market's short-term moves. If you know a stock's price is projected to be higher in the next 21 trading days, you may decide to buy it now. So it can help you pinpoint near-term entries and exits. If you know a stock's price is projected to be lower in the next 21 trading days, you might say, okay, I'm not going to buy it right now. Maybe I'll wait. This can also be used for option traders out there. For example, if you want to generate income with a short-term bullish sell put within these 21 trading days, you want to ensure the price projection is going to be above the option strike price. If you sell a call with a bearish to neutral outlook, the projected price should be below the strike price. So let's go ahead and tackle the third question that we have, and that's the difference between timing and Predictive Alpha. Timing by Tradesmith identifies periodic price patterns and combines those with other indicators to help forecast upcoming market turns, right, for the stocks, indexes, and even cryptocurrencies using various time frames, right? We have different cycles. Each stock may have up to 4 different cycles. Short-term, medium-term, long-term, and very long-term cycles. And our projections for these turn areas can go out up to 6 months, but it doesn't give us a specific price point, right? Predictive Alpha is machine learning, and it provides those projected prices right now for approximately 3,000 US securities. And I would say at this point, it's a short term, right? Just 21 trading days outlook for Predictive Alpha. So where timing can be longer term and looking at where price may turn, but not giving a specific price point. Predictive Alpha being short term and actually projects a price point for us through this machine learning program. All right, so now I think we are ready to head to the website. What do you think, folks? All right. Now I apologize, Kristen. You're tackling the chat and the Q&A.
Yeah, I'm putting the webinar script and the slides in the chat really quick, and then I'm going to switch over to the Q&A.
Okay, got it. All right, I'm going to head to the website. So one moment, please. All right, and I believe you're all seeing my screen. Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat if you can see my Tradesmith Finance screen. All right. So thank you, Tony. I am logged into my Tradesmith Finance account. Remember, you're going to log into your account via finance.tradesmith.com, no matter which product subscription you hold. Also, I have, I love those floating emojis. Sorry. That's great, guys. Also, I have access to the full suite of Tradesmith products with a platinum subscription, so your site may look different than mine. While we are here, folks, let's check out that help menu located at the top right of your program site. If you click that, you can access additional resources. Let's point out just a few things here. Oh, it looks like they moved some things around. I didn't even notice. All right, so Platinum members, you have your folder up at the top. Customer Success Team is just below. I'll have to update the screenshots now. You can click to expand the contents of any folder. And with the Customer Success Team, there's a link right at the top to schedule a concierge appointment. So if you're not familiar with that, it's a one-on-one phone appointment, about 30 minutes on the phone with an agent to kind of answer any questions you have or give you a little tour of the site or any of the features. And here's our boot camps. You can click to expand this folder, and there's the registration for upcoming boot camps. And what I'm doing is posting the whole month in advance. That way you can register and see, get everything scheduled out for the month and then register in advance. All right. But yeah, check out the help menu for additional resources, please. So let's start by searching for a ticker symbol. So here at the top right, I'm going to search for Crocs, ticker CROX, and we're going to select it from the drop-down menu. Does anyone have a pair of Crocs? They are just so comfortable, let me tell you. Not the prettiest of things to wear on your feet, but they are super comfy, especially when you're home. Okay.
My son loves them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So the site will route us to the stock analyzer page where we can review the Predictive Alpha tab. So we'll just go here. The default is the chart tab, but you can go ahead and click that. Let me grab that annotation and put at least a little spotlight to our pointer here. All right. So the predictive model indicates a 1.5% rise. You can see that on the far left of this chart. 1.58% rise in the company's price within the next 21 trading days. And so the projected price is $122.89 per share. Crocs is currently trading at approximately $119, $120 per share. So before we begin, let's ask a commonly asked question when reviewing the latest price here at the top of the page. So this can cause a little bit of confusion. For example, the stock may be bullish. It may have a prediction bullish here, even though the latest price may be higher. Now, that's not the case here, but as you're going through, you may see the latest price actually be higher than the predicted price, and it still be bullish. Just keep in mind that our AI model typically updates here, and we can scroll down so you can get a better look here of the graph. You'll see that predicted price date here on the chart. This is based on the latest close prices, right? So our AI model typically updates the price prediction daily, a couple of hours after receiving the latest close prices. The prediction date, we can, I believe, hover over it. There you see it. It's based on May 1st, 2023, is displayed as a vertical dashed line on the Prediction Alpha chart. You'll see the latest close date for that model there. Since the AI model updates daily, the price prediction may also vary. So if you enter a trade according to a bullish or bearish prediction outlook and it has changed, just continue to follow the exit strategy. What does the green icon mean? Or what does the green icon read? It looks like a little A. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what that symbol stands for. If it's bullish, it'll be red and say bearish. Um, in this case, it's green and reads bullish. I'll find out. It must be some sort of mathematical. Does anybody know? Is it a Greek? Yeah, symbol alpha. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where would I be without you folks? It's the Greek sign for alpha. There you go. So if you're bullish, you could buy it now, right? At a lower price. Right now it's about 119. So you could buy it at a lower price if you wanted to. You can also consider our other indicators. Don't forget. So, I wouldn't make a sole decision on buying a stock simply based on the predictive alpha. You've got to consider the totality of all other indicators and your trade plan criteria. So let's take a look. We can see that Crocs is in the green zone. It's trending up. So far, it's got some good check marks, right? What else? So our timing, check out the timing indicator. So it shows that we are in a valley turn area from May 1st to about May 12th. And so this may indicate that prices are projected to move higher within this range. Okay, so could this act as an odds enhancer, folks? Possibly, right? The volatility quotient is a little bit high. It's a high risk at about 46%. So you have to consider your risk tolerance as well. So if you're interested in stocks with more, stable earnings, stronger balance sheets, and higher profit margins, consider our business quality score, which is part of ratings by Tradesmith. So the BQS factors the growth, payout, profitability, and safety of a company. And it's been implemented here to kind of give you some fundamental analysis. And if the fundamentals are important to you, you may want a BQS score of 60 or greater, with 60 to 80 being above average quality and 80 to 100 being high quality. So if you don't have access to ratings by Tradesmith, Greg, then you're not going to see the BQS. This is part of ratings by Tradesmith. My apologies there. So Crocs does get a BQS score of 92. So that makes it a high quality stock according to those fundamentals I covered. All right, so let me show you how you can track the price projections of your positions. Now, before we leave this page, does anyone have any questions on how to read this information? I believe it's pretty straightforward. We can see here that it's a bullish price prediction. It tells us what the price is projected to be in 21 trading days. And there's not much to this graph, as you can see. Is Valley available to Predictive Alpha customers? So the way that Tradesmith has been doing business here typically is a lot of these programs are going to be a la carte. So the valley and peak areas, that's part of timing by Tradesmith. So you have to have timing by Tradesmith to review the peaks and the valley turn areas. All right. Judith, what's a good VQ range? That's a good question. It really just depends on your risk tolerance. I generally won't go over 40% because you got to think about it. The health indicator, if you're using the health indicator as your exit strategy, it's using that VQ as the trailing stop loss. So you really have to think about your risk tolerance. Are you okay with setting up a 45.65% trailing stop loss on Crocs or any other position for that matter? If you're a little bit more conservative, you probably want to stay at 40 or below. The higher risk you go, yes, you have a more potential for higher returns, right? But you're also taking on more risk. All right. So now let's go to our position card, our positions tab, so I can show you where you can add this to your position views. So you'll go to My Portfolios at the top, navigational header. And then we'll go to the Manage tab. By the way, let me get your consensus. Do you folks like that they moved the Analyze Portfolio tab to the front? Let me get either a yes or a no. Yes, you like it. No, you don't. Yes, I like that they moved Analyze. No, I don't. Okay. It's kind of mixed. Oh, okay, here we go. Some new no's, some not so much.
I'm
Yeah.
a no too. I'm a no
Yeah,
too.
I'm in the no group
Me too.
because now I have to click on manage.
Yep, exactly.
I mentioned this in the last yeah, Kay's like, no. I mentioned this in the last development meeting. They probably thought I was a little bit snarky about it, but okay. So now we're going to click investment portfolio. Yeah, move it back, says Larry. Move it back. I know. I'm going to go to the my open positions. And then from here, you're going to see I have my default view open. Now we can edit the default view, or you can click on this little drop-down menu. Your views are going to look different than mine, by the way. These are ones that I've already added, but you can create your own view, or we can just edit this default view. So to edit any view, you're going to click on the white edit pencil. We'll select that. And we'll scroll down just a bit here so you can view all of the position views at your disposal here. So Predictive Alpha is going to be found under Tradesmith Indicators. Now, keep in mind, too, I know we have different levels of subscriptions here. Some of these are based on different subscriptions that you have. Again, a lot of the products, that we sell are like a la carte. So here's predicted change. So we'll set that to yes. And now we need to say, okay, where did it go? So we checked it. Now what? So if we scroll down, you'll see in this little blue informational box that you can actually rearrange your column headers. So I'm going to do that. So where did it go? I'm going to grab this gray horizontal scroll bar all the way to the right. And you'll notice that anytime you add a new column, it throws it to the far right. So it's up to us to kind of figure out where we want it. So we're going to move it. With my mouse, the left mouse key, I'm going to click it and hold it. And then I'm going to drag it. I'm still left clicking and holding. And you'll see that little ghost box floating. Okay, you can drop it in between any column. Now, it may take a few tries here to get it where you want it to go, right? Especially if you got to go back to the far left, right? So again, left mouse click and hold that sucker and then move it. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more times, right, as we get there. Left click, hold, and drag it. Now, I'm going to place it right next to the latest close. I think it makes sense to put it there, but you can decide what makes most sense for your tracking purposes. So once you've got it where you want, you then above here, you'll click the Save button. All right, so let's take a look. Do I have anything projected in the green? Oh, I've got one. Okay, so let me show you the price projections. Let me just write this out here. We'll pull up a WordPad and let's pull this up. Okay, so here's the range. So 21-day projection, greater than or equal to 1.5% is bullish. 21-day projection, less than or equal to negative 0.5%. So if it drops 0.5% is bearish. And everything else is neutral. All right, those are the ranges, and that's also found in your script. So you can refer back to that. All right, minimize this. So if the price is projected to increase by 1.5% in the next 21 trading days, it's bullish. If the price is projected to decrease by 0.5% in the next 21 trading days, it's bearish. If the price is projected to remain the same, yes, negative 0.5%, then that's bearish. If the price is projected to remain the same, so if it's going to decrease by 0.5%, then it's bearish. If it's going to stay the same, then it's neutral. So if you are considering adding additional shares to your positions, you may want to know the 21-day price projection, right? Before you make any moves. The same goes if you're planning on taking profits off the table. If you're planning on taking profits off the table and you see that that price is going to go up, maybe you hold on for a minute. The market is constantly going up and down, and no stock constantly goes up. So your portfolio may have some bullish and bearish projections. Our analysis shows that Predictive Alpha expects the market to be sluggish in late April and early May of 2023. So, yeah, we were sluggish. I guess that's past tense now, right? Because we're in May. So we were sluggish in April, and looks like we'll still be a little bit sluggish here in May. So let's go ahead and find some opportunities according to Predictive Alpha. So what I'm going to do, our first stop is going to be baskets. So you'll notice that they move baskets here to the top navigational header. It was under the more drop-down menu. Now they put alerts templates there. So we're going to go to baskets, and we're going to select under the Tradesmith baskets. Don't worry about looking at all these baskets. A lot of these are based on different subscriptions as well. We're going to focus on Predictive Alpha. And at the top of the page, you can see the number of tickers that we're tracking for this particular basket. You're also going to see the health distribution and the trend allocation for these securities. So the notes column here on the far right, let's scroll down just a little bit. You can see that the notes column will bring the top ranked bullish Predictive Alpha security right to the top with number 1. The securities are ranked by the top 10% highest projection in ascending order, where rank number 1, okay, is decile 1. And then other considerations, the business quality score is going in descending order, and then the price projection percentages in descending order. So you'll notice here that this top number 1, decile 1, has a 9.24 projection, and it's number 1 on the list. As you look down, you may have some that are lower on the list, but it's also sorting it by BQS, which is not listed here, but that's part of the sorting criteria, is the BQS. So you're going to notice that when you're looking at your health column to the far left, that not all of them are going to be in the green zone. So it's not a requirement that these bullish, and if you go down the line, you're also going to see the basket will also include any bullish and neutral baskets. We're at the top 10% right here. So we're going to focus on the bullish securities, but it is not a criteria for it to be in the green zone. Keep in mind that the health indicator is a longer term health gauge, right, on the security, and it considers how the stock is trending and how price is moving relative to its volatility quotient, or our risk metric. Now, remember, prices are constantly fluctuating, so it's not odd to see prices moving up on a red zone stock, especially if it has a high VQ. Now, Bill, regarding your question on how to check the accuracy of predictive alpha, is there a history somewhere? So we do have some back testing that we did when we were only tracking approximately 650 securities. This was the first stage when we were tracking the S&P 500, the index ETFs, and the sector ETFs. That's within your script. I've included some backtesting information there at the very bottom under FAQs. All right, so to access, and then here I just want to point out, I don't know if you all have access to Trade Booster. Think of Trade Booster as a gateway to Copilot. That's the best way to look at it. It's like a middleman. It's a middleman to Copilot. So if you click that Trade Booster, and I'm not sure if we're going to get anything, I'll click it, but we'll see. But it's available to, Trade Booster is available to members that have Trade Booster, Copilot, TradeSmith Essentials, and Platinum. But it's going to route you to the Opportunities tab of the trade page. Again, a gateway to Copilot. So if there's any Copilot sell puts or Copilot covered calls available for those basket positions, then it will display. And there's going to be instances where you may not even see any results, or maybe you only see results for the Copilot covered call strategy. That's taken a while to load, isn't it? All right, we'll give it a second here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Is anybody having that much lag time on their computer? Come on, let me refresh it. No, it's still going. Okay, mine is the same. Yeah, it's thinking hard. Okay, here we go. So there are some covered calls. Jacqueline says it took a while too. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, so here is the covered calls for those basket positions. It didn't qualify for sell puts. All right, so if it does qualify for something, it's going to pull it up. And these are the income strategies for Copilot. That, again, Trade Booster, think of it as a gateway to the Copilot income opportunities, the sell puts and covered calls. All right. So let's go back to the baskets real quick here. Again, we click on baskets and Predictive Alpha. So without further research, would we necessarily buy the top ranked Predictive Alpha stock? That's a good question. You know, is it in the green zone? Okay, here, LSI Industries is in the green zone. It's been in the green zone for 5 days now. It triggered an entry signal back in September of 2022. Does it meet your trade plan criteria? Without looking further into it, we are not so sure, right? Are you comfortable with its volatility, quotient, or risk? Not too bad here at about 36%. You can click on any of these ticker symbols to review more information about the stock, including the TradeSmith indicators, charts, statistics, company profile, financials, and more. Now, if you want to scan for stocks using our Predictive Alpha filter and other technical and fundamental indicators, you can go to the screener tool. So that'll be our next stop. So we can click on Invest at the top navigational header, and then we'll hit Screener just below. So to create a new screener, we're going to click Create New Screener here. And then we're going to start by setting up our filter. So I want to show you a very simple bullish Predictive Alpha screener incorporating the health indicator and green zone. Some of these filters are based on your subscription, so I don't want to get too fancy here in case we all don't have access to all of these different filters. So we're going to keep it as simple as possible. James which trailing stop would you recommend for Predictive Alpha? I don't think that there's a specified, well, I take that back. If you're following analysts John Jaggerson and Wade Hansen, they are providing weekly, and we're going to get to the email in more detail, but they are providing weekly trade recommendations for Predictive Alpha. So they're curating these trades, and they're providing their exit points or exit a price exit fixed price alert. My goodness, I can't think here. But you can always use your own exit strategy if you want. You can use the health indicator as your exit strategy. If it's in the red zone, you could use a VQ percent trailing stop, or you can follow their exit recommendations. So they're going to keep you aware of when to exit the trade. But we'll talk more about that. Yeah, so they're doing constant cash flow as well, Jeremy. So the John and Wade are the two analysts working on constant cash flow and Predictive Alpha now. Okay. Yes, I know, Tony. I have an internal error in my brain. No artificial intelligence here. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's set up our filters. I'm going to keep health status. Let's get rid of some of these here. We're going to keep the Tradesmith baskets. And of course, we've got to add our Predictive Alpha. I'm going to get rid of newsletters and asset type. So that's it. Very simple. So if you want to follow along, feel free to set those up on your end. And you can also add additional filters if you'd like. The more filters that you include, obviously, the more narrow your results will be. So then we'll hit save and close. And then we just have to set our preferences. So I'm going to click green zone. Now, why am I selecting the Tradesmith baskets? Why not just utilize the Predictive Alpha filter? And if you're asking that question and scratching your head wondering, that's a great question. I want you to note that the Predictive Alpha basket is already ranked and filtered with that business quality score. If so, it already incorporates that BQS. If you just come in here and so if I just go with Predictive Alpha and select bullish, it's not considering the business quality score. So you would have to set that filter separately, and you'd have to know that. And I don't know if it's not like that's common knowledge, right? So to make life easier, we're going to select the Tradesmith basket, and we'll select our Predictive Alpha, which is already considering BQS. That way we don't have to add an additional filter, right? No more internal errors in the brain. And then we're going to hit run screener. You with me, folks? Oh, one more. Stock. All right. Right now it's all US securities. You know, I don't know when they're going to expand it out. We may do cryptos in the future as well. So for now, if you don't want funds or ETFs, you can select stock. And then we hit run screener. And let's see what we get. This morning, I got 66 results. Looks like we're still in that same ballpark. So when reviewing your results, you can click on any ticker symbol in more detail. It'll take you to the stock analyzer page. I would word of caution here. If I click on this ticker symbol, it's going to take me to the analyzer page, but I'm going to lose my results. So I would, right click on your tab. Hang on here. Right click on your tab and just hit duplicate. That way you have another separate tab, and then you can always hop back to your results. So the secondary tab could be where you could do your search for tickers. You can also sort any of these columns, if you want to sort by volume and get rid of those stocks that are not as liquid, we can bring the highest volume stocks to the top. There's Crocs right there. You've got quite a few that we can look at as well. And if you want to save your results, you can click the white selection box to the left of the ticker column. And then here at the bottom left, you can save it as a basket or a portfolio. Now, if you want to track the performance of these securities over time, save it as a portfolio. You don't have that kind of functionality with the baskets. You also can't really add alerts to baskets. You can add system alerts, but you can't set up individualized alerts like trailing stops or price alerts. And then to the top right, you can also print and export this information. If you want to save your filters, right, because maybe you want to run this periodically, we can hit that Save as New button. And then we'll save it as Green Zone Predictive Alpha. So in the baskets, you notice that it includes securities that were green, yellow, and red as well, right? It doesn't discriminate there. But maybe we want a more of an odds enhancer, right? So we're tying in the health indicator and the predictive alpha with the business quality score. So that kind of gives us even more of an odds enhancer on these positions. So we'll hit Save My Search. And then at the top left, you can go back and there is your screener, Green Zone Predictive Alpha. You don't even have to save your filters. It does it for you right here. If you want to run the screener again, just click on the name of the screener and then you just hit this. It pre-fills everything for you. Then you just hit Run Screener. All right. Scott, you want to see the parameters again? Sure. Here they are. So let me go to the filters here. So we kept it very simple, right? Health status. We also have Tradesmith baskets, predictive alpha, and asset type. Very simple. And then we set our parameters. If you want a bearish opportunity, we can go the other route too, right? So we can adjust our health status. We can adjust it to yellow and red. Maybe we can, catch that falling knife. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what we find with yellow, red zone, stock. We're still pulling from the predictive alpha basket. And instead of bullish, we can change this to bearish. And then we would just hit the Run Screener and then we'll see what we get from there. But that's another option for you as well. So there's 19 results that we can review from. Let me see if it includes the predictive alpha change right here. Yeah, here's another thing I forgot to mention. So to the very far right, there's the predictive alpha change, and you can review the percentage changes. So anything in red is going to be bearish. All right. David, the health status is the state of the security. This is our health gauge. Like a simple traffic light signal, green, yellow, red. Green indicates that the stock is healthy. Yellow indicates that the stock is in a period of correction. And red indicates that the stock is not healthy. So green could be potential buy, red, sell. So it's all based on how the stock is trending in relation to its volatility quotient. Now, every stock has its own VQ according to historical price data. As long as the stock is moving well within its normal VQ range, it'll be typically in the green zone trending up. If price drops by about half of whatever that VQ is, then it's in the yellow zone going through a period of correction. It could go back up and then go back into the green zone, or it could continue to move lower until it hits the red zone. All right. No, unfortunately, you cannot delete the columns or rearrange these columns. But Jeff, That would be a fantastic feature request. If you want to make that happen, send us a email, support@tradesmith.com. Kristen and I track all the feature requests, so we'll make sure we get that added for you. So we can have our development team consider that. Yeah, James, how do you change? You can't change these columns like you can with the position views, unfortunately. All right, so we're coming to a close here. Let's talk a little bit about the Predictive Alpha emails. So I mentioned that you're going to be receiving a curated Predictive Alpha long stock trade from analysts John Jaggerson and Wade Hansen. John is a Harvard educated analyst with certifications as a chartered financial analyst and chartered market technician. Because of his experience and insights, he's been featured on Forbes and even NASDAQ.com. So we're super privileged to have him here with us. He's also a fantastic teacher. He's done a lot of the educationals right now. Him and Wade have done the options master classes. If you haven't checked them out, please feel free. This is part of Copilot. Wade is cut from the same cloth. He's an MBA who lives and breathes investing. He's also developed investment courses and has been published numerous times and co-authored a book on Forex trading. So you're going to receive 4 long stock trades per month with an approximate hold time of 1 month, which translates to about 21 trading days, right? The average is going to be 4 per month. So there's going to be times when they provide multiple trades per week, maybe even more than 4. And there may be no trade recommendations for other weeks. It just depends on what's going on in the market. So the process is, you get in when our team recommends and you hold for about a month. Roughly 1 month later, sell when our team recommends selling. John and Wade email the Predictive Alpha trade alert every Tuesday with actionable trades. On Friday, you're going to receive an update email to let you know how the trades are doing and any relevant information about current market conditions. Now, the exits are listed. Let's go to My Gurus now, because this is where we're going to find all of the publications. Here we are under newsletters. You're going to scroll to the Tradesmith Finance at the top. And here it's broken up. You'll see portfolios and publications. To review the portfolio, we're going to click on where it says Portfolios, Predictive Alpha Prime. And I want to point out that the exits, these is listed under risk point. Yeah, right up in here. Okay. The exits are listed as risk point. These are price alerts. You can actually go a step further, folks, and set up your own price alerts for these positions so you can receive an alert notification to include an email notification from John and Wade as well. So why not be proactive here? We could set up these alerts on our own as well. Yeah, so Bruce says these are huge stops if you're not using options. Yeah, that's a good question. I could probably follow up with John and Wade to ask how they're determining the risk point. I don't have that information, but that's a good follow-up question, Bruce. All right, let me go ahead and erase this. And I'm going to show you how to set up these price alerts. So did I already add it? Let me just double check here. I'm going to my portfolios, manage tab, watch list. I thought I added it. Okay, I did not. I added it to my account. Okay, so I'm going to go back to My Gurus under newsletters. We're going to go back to portfolios and select Predictive Alpha Prime. I'm going to show you first how to add this as a portfolio or a watch list. So we're looking at all of the open trades. We're going to click that white selection box to the left of the ticker column, and I'm going to save it as a new portfolio, and we'll just title it Predictive Alpha, and we'll hit add. All right, so positions have been successfully added. Now we can go to My Portfolios, Manage. I'll pull up our watch only, right? Watch only, and we'll select Predictive Alpha. And here they are. Okay, so this will be, let me go to open. This will be a good way for you to track. There's our predictive change right here. So that's already there for us too. So let's go ahead and add a price alert to LSI Industries, right? That one was ranked #1 when we saw it. So I'm going to click on the ticker symbol, and it's going to take us to the position card page, right? We can see here it's currently trading, last price $13.38. We're going to add an alert. The risk point or the exit price is $8. So I'm going to go to alerts. And then we'll hit this add alert button just below. And from here, you're going to see all of your available alerts. We're going to go to the price menu. We'll scroll down here a bit until we bump into fixed price above below. So what's our risk point, right? It was $8. That's if price drops to $8, we're exiting the trade. So then we'll hit add alert, and there it is. Okay, it's not triggered, right? Because our price right now is $13.40. So price has to hit $8 before we get out of the trade. And regarding if anyone's thinking about position sizing, John and Wade provide basic money management education, but still you've got to determine how many shares you want to buy based on your portfolio size and risk profile. I did get with John and Wade's editor, Allie, and got some follow-up information that I want to share that's not part of the script, so I'll have to add it into the script. But here's a few scenarios that I want to read to you. So let's say if the price of the stock has gone above our target price, then there's 3 options. So let's say it's doing fantastic, right? It's going up and up and up. So we have a conservative approach where we can close the position anyway. No one goes broke, right? Taking profits off the table. We could be cautious. We could close half of the position and use a new target as a take profit level for the remainder. Or we could be more aggressive and we can let the entire position run to a new target. So I believe John and Wade will be providing some guidance on that. But ordinarily, after the alert has been set, there's 2 default recommendations for exits. If the price target is reached before 21 days have ended, our default recommendation is to close the position and enjoy your profits. If the target has not been reached within the 21 days, then we close the position. All right, so I think they're still working out a little bit of the kinks as far as alerting and notifications for Predictive Alpha. So I may have some more updates to share in the future for that. All right. The options masterclass, Jeremy, real quick here, we're going to wrap up, is in the help menu and just look at options masterclass. Now you have to have Copilot by Tradesmith or Constant Cash Flow, I believe, to review this options masterclass. If you don't have access and you want any one of these particular videos, let me know. I'll just email it to you. All right. Let me go ahead and pull up our Q&A. We're wrapping up, and then we'll stick around for additional questions. One moment, please. Thank you so much for joining us today. So today we explored Predictive Alpha Prime. which provides us with a 21 trading day price projection for nearly 3,000 US securities. So just imagine having the foresight on a stock's price. This is better than the magic 8 ball, folks. Yes, as I see it, yes. This would certainly shape our decisions, right, on when to enter or exit a trade. Knowing the 21 trading day price projection is going to help you with short-term income opportunities for stocks and options. So we looked at the predictive alpha opportunities through the baskets, right? And then we also screened for those opportunities with the screener tool. In an upcoming release, hot off the presses, folks, you're going to be able to assign Predictive Alpha system alerts for your portfolios, newsletters, and Billionaires Club. We're also including more information about how the stocks are ranked and, information about the decile ranking or sorting within the position card page. So I believe they're going to add some more information there. But thank you again for joining us. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact our dedicated customer success team. On Monday, oops, I have the date wrong on this. We're going back in time. Don't mind the script. Kristen, your next educational on
The build a
alerts?
build a new investment portfolio with the Pure Quant tool.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to update the script on that. So yeah, I'll have to update the script on the contact us. So look to the help menu for the registration for Kristen's upcoming bootcamp. We hope you all attend. Thanks again for joining us and letting us be a part of your educational journey. Until next time, bye. Alrighty, folks, back with you. That was a lot of information that we covered today. So if you have any questions, please, let's tackle them.
Yeah, we had a lot of questions.
Yeah. So there's a question regarding how to recognize the email. So Jeff, when you get the email, it'll say Predictive Alpha, and then the emails are signed by John and Wade. Let me pull up one of the emails so we can look at it briefly here. Let me search for Predictive Alpha. So it'll come in as Predictive Alpha. Yeah, see. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah. Your
It'll
email?
say Predictive Alpha at tradesmith.com. Okay. So this is the last, there's some information here, some of the previous reports. And then at the bottom, it'll be signed by John and Wade. Cool. Awesome.
Good. Okay. Here we go. I copied and pasted a lot of questions just so I can have them so we can,
Oh boy.
If anything,
yeah. I'm getting scared now.
There's a lot. So I know we're not going to get, I know we're not going to get through all of these, but they're really good questions and I really appreciate them. I think it's going to help us, because sometimes other people think outside the box, versus us, because we're all into everything here. But
yeah.
Is there a plan to use the technology on crypto assets?
Yes. So we are going to be expanding our data coverage. I anticipate that, we'll probably expand to foreign indexes as well and cryptocurrencies. I don't have an ETA at this time, though.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Does the program make predictions on SPY or any other ETFs?
I know for the sector ETFs, let's look at SPY. It does do index ETFs, so it should. So let's take a look. So here's SPY, and we can go to Predictive Alpha, and right now we're getting, that's a neutral projection for SPY. So not too much movement for SPY.
Okay. All right. And can you incorporate Predictive Alpha anyway in the Pure Quant tool?
Can we use Predictive Alpha in the Pure Quant tool?
Like as a basket or anything? I believe so, couldn't we?
Oh, yes. So we can go to Invest, Pure Quant, and build new Pure Quant. And in step 1, where you choose your sources, here you would select your baskets. And, let's say we just select that basket, right? In step 2, it's going to go through all of those securities. What was it, like over 2,200 securities? Yeah. Green zone, they're not going to have an average VQ over 40%. Oh, they're going to be at a positive gain, right? So they're going to be making money since they triggered the entry signal. There's volume criteria as well. We don't want any stocks that are not liquid, so we'll have at least 100,000 shares. And we're also incorporating a maximized diversification filter, which will further diversify to ensure that these positions are uncorrelated. Then in step 3, you tell the tool how much you want to invest. I'll just keep it to 10 and 10. $10,000 across 10 positions. Let's see what we get. We can hit build portfolio. And now it's going through the basket and our filters. And then soon calculating our position sizes for us. It's moving pretty fast right now. And then almost there. I see some questions in the chat too. I'll have to backtrack and move up.
Yeah.
All right. So here you can review your results. And so we just built a portfolio. Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. We just built one for Predictive Alpha. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll take turns because I've got questions coming through the chat too. Eric, I meant how to determine the specific date after 21 trading days. I counted to 21 in my calendar. This is a lot of work. Are you referring, Eric, to when to get out?
We had a lot of that question actually.
Because I think the focus is John and Wade are going to tell you when to get out. It is 21 trading days, but I wouldn't get too caught up in that. You can also set up that price alert. That way you stay on top of things. You can also, here's another thing. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but Eric, you are a genius. Let me tell you, just straight up genius. Let me show you this. So here, there's a calendar alert too. Here, let's go back to our Predictive Alpha.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, let's just go back to LSI Industry. So you select the ticker. And then we go to alerts again. Let's hit add alert. Oh no, it's not available in this. Hang on, wait a minute. Time? Ah, there we go. So it does have calendar days after entry. Alert that monitors specific number of calendar days. Okay, you can go here. Let me see. What is this? Is only. Okay, is only, and then we would put 21 days. Now, I don't know if this is calendar days. It may not be trading days. But I mean, you can kind of, oh wait, I'm sorry. Here we go. Right here, trading days after entry. This is the one we want. Duh. There we go. Okay. Eric, you're a genius. Let me tell you. Thanks for bringing that question up. All right.
So we did get that question a lot. Like, why did we have it showed 30 days, but it's 21 public trading days? And I think if I remember correctly from one of the engineering meetings, it just looked cleaner, right? When we put the 1 month, right? That's really
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, Bill's asking, where do we find the probability that the predicted alpha will be reached? It's not like a Copilot, right? Where we have a POP.
Right.
We don't have that sort of information. There is no probability for predictive alpha. But the beauty of the system is that it's going to continually learn. So the performance is going to get even better. The statistics on it will continually get better as it gathers more and more data.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like machine learning. It's constantly doing feeds.
Right. It's constantly evolving.
Yeah, and that's why some people did ask us about back testing, but it's kind of hard, right, Marina, to get the back testing because it's constantly changing and it's the, artificial intelligence. Right. But speaking of back testing, I think it was Tony or Paul, and they asked, how does the back testing compare for Predictive Alpha compared to our rating system?
I don't have an answer.
We don't know. Okay, that's what I told them.
I'll have to follow up. Who asked that question?
I believe Tony or Paul.
Okay. If you could please, whoever asked that question, shoot us an email. You can send it to webinars@tradesmith.com. That way it really, that goes to us specifically. If you send it to support@tradesmith.com, that's fine too. Just put attention to Marina, and then I can see. But you're comparing apples to oranges, really. Yeah. Ratings has nothing to do with a price projection. I think
I think what's getting confused is with the ratings, I think they're getting confused with the business quality score.
Yes. So we did incorporate that one indicator, right? The BQS with predictive alpha. But
it's different.
I'm not sure how, I'm not sure if you can compare them.
You can't,
in a sense, because they're very different products.
And one is using the machine learning, the artificial intelligence, versus the other where we're doing it. Yeah.
Right. It's a different purpose as well, these two products. But maybe in conjunction, again, remember we talked about the totality of all the indicators. If we've got a stock that we're predicting to be bullish, that's in the green zone, that's trending up, that's in a timing valley area, what else? That has a really good business quality score and it's rated bullish, man.
Good.
That might be a very good odds enhancer right there, right? That's kind of like a unicorn to have all the stars aligned for that one security. But, the more of the indicators that are telling the same story, the more likelihood that, it'll go in your favor. So, Jeremy, these emails, the Predictive Alpha emails, they come out every Tuesdays for the trade recommendations. And again, sometimes they may not have recommendations. Sometimes they may have more than 4. You'll have 4, but the average is 4 per month. Tuesdays are trade recommendations. Fridays are updates. So they'll send an update email on the trades. If there's any big news in the market, they'll send that information as well. Richard, I don't know what you mean about a beginner class. Beginner class for Predictive Alpha? This would this would be it. I don't know if John and Wade are actually gonna record their own Predictive Alpha masterclass.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Can you show the Marina in the Education Center where I put it in the chat, but I don't know if everyone saw where your how-to video is for Predictive Alpha?
It's not, I don't know if I posted it yet.
You did. Yeah, I found it.
You did?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah. It's under
I did?
Yeah. Okay. It's under the Education Center in the quick how-tos.
Okay, so we can go to how-to tutorials within Tradesmith boot camps and video tutorials. And then there it is, Predictive Alpha.
Yeah.
This is just a quick how-to video. We've covered more information today than here. So this is just a really quick overview.
Yeah.
Bill says the marketing pitch to get us to sign up said it includes probabilities.
I got that a lot. I was going to bring that up with you, but I was kind of like, it was like the elephant in the room. But so on the a few people were saying in the sales pitch for the webinar, they said that they were going to forecast for about 3 months with 3 to 4 points during these period. Now, we're just, displaying a 21-day forecast. What's the reason for that? That's kind of.
Well, I know in future releases we are gonna do like a 3 month, I think, but that's further out.
Phases. Yeah, we're in phase 1.
There's different phases. That's a good question, Bill, and anyone that's asking about that question about the probabilities. I'll look into it, and then I can update our Q&A, our frequently asked questions on the script, and update that information because I would like to know as well.
Yeah. And then I went because, Marina and I have the platinum subscription. So you see everything. And so I got a lot of questions, I think, for our customers that just bought Predictive Alpha. They were not able to, see my portfolios because they don't have access to my portfolios, right? With the Predictive Alpha, I was trying to log in just as a Predictive Alpha customer.
Yeah.
And I finally got in, but I don't think they have access.
Yeah, I have to log out and go through the one.
Oh, that's what it is.
Login through our system. Let's see. I can log in for any product here. So let's log in. This is just straight up Predictive Alpha. Let's see. Robert, yes, we are recording the Q&A. I believe this is something you asked for a while back. So yes, this is just straight up Predictive Alpha. So you can come in here and you can search for a ticker like we did. There's Crocs. And you have limited indicators, right? So you have the health indicator, the trend, and the VQ. You can look at the chart, some other information. There's the Predictive Alpha. So you'll see the same information there. If you go to My Gurus, you can review the Predictive Alpha portfolio and the publications, right? There's the publications. These are the most recent editorials and emails that have come out. This is the most recent one, the weekly update. If you have newsletters, this one is a test account, so it's not going to show anything. You can view your newsletters. But yes, Kristen, there is no My Portfolios. So you're not tracking, you don't have the ability to import portfolios. It's really more like researching and finding opportunities. We can go to invest and we have access to the screener tool as well.
Okay, good. I don't know if we noticed, but Jeffrey would like to know, will Predictive Alpha ever analyze long-term options like leaps and give estimated future price in 21 trading days?
Well, I don't know, because leaps aren't they longer term options? Like almost like a year or longer out, like 3 year, up to 3 years for leaps. So I don't imagine that a 21-day price projection would help with that. If we go longer term, maybe, but even a 3 month wouldn't help with the leaps.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not obviously maybe not the right one to answer this question, but just by my definition of understanding leaps, it doesn't seem like this would be appropriate, right? Because Predictive Alpha is shorter term.
Shorter term. Yeah. Let's go over a year. This is a good question. Jay wants to know, is there a way to track the history of the Predictive Alpha price, like the predictive price, like go back in time?
That's a great question. So we don't have, it's like tracking as of when we launched, right? So the product, the system went live when we launched last, what was it, last week?
Yeah.
And when was it, Thursday? When was it?
Tuesdays.
Tuesday or Thursday, whenever we launched. So it starts tracking as of that point, right? So we don't have that much historical data. So we are going to include the historical data once we have a little bit more to show. Right now, you're not going to see much, but you will have access to it. Let me log out of this.
Yeah. And then we got a question from Sunday, I guess that's their name. As a completely new investor, where do I begin? Should I just check the portfolio and select stocks I want to invest in? And will we be given any instructions on when to enter and when to exit? So I guess he's brand new, or she.
Oh, a brand newbie. Welcome.
Yeah.
So I would start here on the help menu. You can, here's a getting started with Tradesmith series. They're short videos to kind of get you up and running. And then I would start with Kristen's beginner bootcamp lessons. I don't know what products you have, so I can tailor it based on what subscriptions you have. So feel free to write back and let us know what subscriptions you hold. But if you do have trade stops, that is the foundation of all of our Tradesmith products. So I would start learning how to track and manage any current investments you have right now. So maybe importing any brokerage accounts. But with trade stops, we do have the health indicator alert that we utilize, and that will let you know when to get in and when to get out. So we also have tools to help you position size. There's lots for you to get going here, but I would start on those help menu options. You have getting started with Tradesmith, and then Kristen's beginner tutorials. And then you can also let us know what you have. If you want to shoot us an email, and we can kind of tailor it a little bit according to your subscription.
Okay, good. Does Predictive Alpha figure in expected earning reports for each stock in the month they report? Do we know?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, does Predictive Alpha figure in the expected earnings reports for each stock in the month they report? Like, is that included in the Predictive Alpha?
If we go back to the slide here, these are just some of the things that it is considering here. I don't have a full listing. I imagine it's considering it, but I'll have to follow back up with you for the specific details on that metric.
We had a couple questions. Where can someone find information that supports the score or the business quality, like how it's determined? Some people are interested in that, like how that works.
I put a note in the script. It's just some general information about it. So really the BQS they incorporated to kind of weed out the junk stocks, and they also weeded out SPACs and IPOs. So regardless of the market cap, all of the stocks in the Predictive Alpha basket have a BQS score. It's any BQS score. All right. There's no minimum. It's just any BQS score. When looking at our entire Predictive Alpha database of about 3,000 securities, there is a BQS criterion, but only for small cap stocks. And for that, it was, and I don't know if they're changing this or adjusting it, but the last that I heard is it just has to be over 2. And this was simply to weed out junk stocks and SPACs and IPOs.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. There's some we have to follow up with. Does it ever show strong bullish on Predictive Alpha? I guess there's not a bunch of strong bullish, some people are saying. Will it ever show strong bullish? I think it just
It's
depends.
just bullish, bearish, and neutral.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're getting confused with the ratings. All right. So a lot of people are asking about the 3,000 stock. So can we explore the highest alpha percentage for all 3,000 stocks?
Well, the closest you're going to get to doing that is going to the baskets. And it's not showing all the 3,000 here. It's
That's what I
showing,
was confused, yeah.
2,200. That's the closest you're going to get at this moment, right? Because the screener tool only shows you up to 250 results.
Right. We had a suggestion from it says, can you use it to do Dr. Kane's like strategy and use it for 5 to 7 days? They think it might be helpful.
Yeah, for options, I think
options.
it could be very helpful. Let me see if we could do, if that is filter is going to be incorporated. Let me see if it's incorporated there. I'm just clicking on anything so I can go to the trade summary page. And for those of you who are not familiar, I'm on Copilot, and they provide different checklists. So they're talking about the Copilot super user that considers these criteria for entering an income trade, like a sell put or a sell call. And so these are some criteria that a member of ours, Dr. Kane is his name, came up with. And he said that this kind of helps him find or consider income opportunities. So you can create a checklist of your own. So if I go to checklist management and then hit add checklist, it provides us with filters, underlying asset and option filters. I don't know if they've actually added Predictive Alpha there yet. Do you see it?
Mm-mm.
They haven't added it there, but I imagine maybe they will. So whoever is asking this question, maybe you put in a feature request to add the Predictive Alpha filter, because they have it. They have a lot of the same filters replicated in the screener tools. So I don't imagine it would be very difficult to add.
Yeah, that'd be simple, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Anne would like to know if you type in something to look up like for Predictive Alpha, is the price prediction from the time they're looking at the trade, or it's based on 21 trading days from when they ask or when they just look up the trade?
Yeah, it's 21 days based on that latest close price or the latest close date. So again, if we go back to Crocs, right, that prediction model is based on this date as of May 1st. And just keep in mind too, it doesn't include what the latest price was when this was generated, right? So don't get confused. This is the latest price as of today, right? So you may actually find a stock that has a higher latest price than what is projected based on its prediction model, which is not intraday. Okay. So
yeah, that can be confusing. We saw that last week.
right. So it doesn't include in this box what the latest price was. So it doesn't make sense to compare this latest price with this price, because if you see here, it's based on the previous day. Now, so typically it updates daily. Could it update intraday? It may, if there's some sort of corporate event. It's a possibility. Okay, but typically it updates once we get the latest closed prices, a couple hours after we get those in the evening, somewhere around 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay, so that answers Tony's questions, I think, because he said, how often is the data end user have access, how it's updated, and he can run something and then come back in a couple hours. Will it change or stay the same?
No, it's daily. It's updated daily.
Okay, got it.
When will Predictive Alpha eventually have data on all publicly traded stocks? I imagine
I would think so.
that we will eventually. We're just kind of going through different phases. Right now, we're in phase one. So, in upcoming releases, we'll expand our data coverage. We'll also expand the prediction model once we see how the 21 days works out.
Yeah, it's kind of like all our tools, like the ratings started small, now it's like the whole entire tab dedicated to it.
Right.
Not options, that's like a franchise options, but
Right.
Jim said, I'm getting that too. Do you ever, Marina? He said when you're navigating the site, the tool crashes with a 404 error. When you're looking at like the predictive alpha tabs, I'm getting 404 errors too sometimes, like when I go to the website and click on that.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
What are you clicking on specifically that gets it?
I sometimes just click on the website and it says 404, but when I click on the chart and go to predictive alpha, the tab, it does the 404.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me and I need to clear my cache, but I see a few others saying the same.
I
Maybe
haven't
they
had
clear their
any
cache.
issues yet with that, but if you keep having those issues, you know, shoot us an email. Maybe we can get our engineers to look at it. If it's a 404, maybe it has to do with the data loading.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
There's a lot of data to load, so I don't know. There could be something to do with that, but all right, we have 3 participants that just raised their hands.
Yeah, we still have a lot of questions. I know we're not going to get through these. So all these questions that we didn't get through, I'm so sorry. But yeah, there was a lot. There was almost 500 people on, Marina.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. All right,
so
folks.
Like typing like fast. Yeah.
We'll take one more.
Okay.
If you have one more, and then for anyone else, just shoot us an email.
Yeah. Let me pick a good one because some are confusing that might be confusing to others. Not gonna do that one.
Tony says yes, especially when everyone hogs the full basket at once. Yeah, it's a lot of data to load.
Yeah, it is. A lot. Some of these are on options. I'm gonna wait for those, but I was looking for Kay's question.
Last minute question,
yeah.
Kay.
So the predictive alpha only includes certain position. Is there a way to see a list off of the positions with predictions? That would be the baskets, right?
The baskets, right, because the baskets are going to be where you're going to show they're ranking them. Right?
Okay.
This is the only place that's ranking them.
Yeah. One last thing, because can you go through the steps again, how to get to the newsletter on the site?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go to My Gurus at the top navigational header. And here we are on newsletters as the default. And if you're looking for Predictive Alpha, it's organized here into 2 sections. You've got the portfolios and the publications. So here's the Predictive Alpha portfolio. You can just click on that.
Perfect.
And if anyone was curious, our team is going to fill in these missing risk points. So I brought that to their attention and they're going to fill those in. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow or later today. So by tomorrow morning, you should have those. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. We appreciate you joining us today. John, thank you. Oh, Tony says, by the way, you both are doing the cute hair thing. Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready for the summer.
I'm just going through different hair colors. Getting the right.
Yeah, Kristen is feeling red.
Yeah. It's a red thing. I don't know. Something different.
Oh,
It's out though, so I don't know about that. Especially in the Florida sun.
exactly. Well, we hope you all have a great rest of your day, weekend. Get outside, get some fresh air. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot us an email. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, folks. Thank you.
More
Bye.
to come. Bye.